Please welcome Amir Ariely.
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here. I'm going to start by showing you something very relaxing. We're going to relax. I need to relax. You need to relax. I have a box of milk here to relax. Let's start with something relaxing, and then we'll get into it. So hopefully some of you recognize this trend that completely exploded on YouTube in the past few years. It's called Lo-Fi Girl. But this isn't one of those videos. This is actually a commercial for Nissan that's 4 hours long, where they played into this trend and just created a pre-roll that's 4 hours of this Lo-Fi girl driving the new Ariya, and it exploded. It completely exploded. And the best thing about, the results are the comments. I think it's always the best part. Like, that's the thing where you really read something and you go, this worked. People got it. So I urge you to go in and read it. I'm not going to read this one for you, but it was really incredible to see. For me, it's always so encouraging to see that people get it. When we don't try and aim at the lowest point that everybody will get, and we just do whatever we would like to see, they get it. So that's one example, and it's just to kind of start us off on this presentation that I'm going to share with you today about the future of storytelling, and it's powered by AI. So we're going to talk a lot about AI, but we're going to talk a lot about storytelling and what's happening to storytelling. And we've been through a huge roller coaster, but it's going in a really good direction. So I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Amir Ariely. I work at Google. My job at Google is leading innovation for the creative team, the global creative team. I moved to New York 6 months ago from Tel Aviv, where I led the creative team there for 9 years, working with a lot of startups, tech companies. Very happy to be here. And my baby here, my project is called Dream Ads. And Dream Ads is a new project at Google. A lot of people at Google still don't know it. It's very young. And it's about the future of ads. We are working together with engineers and with our top clients, a very small amount of our top clients, to try and imagine where advertising can go, what kind of tools do we need, what kind of formats are missing, and really help speed track innovation for ads. And we have a lot to play with. I've been the past 6 months really researching and talking to a lot of teams at Google that I usually didn't get to talk to, that really do the most amazing things. The BART team and the Imagen team, text to image, and the Universal Translator team that does AI voiceover, and so many more things that we want to bring into the ad space. And that's kind of my day-to-day role in the global creative team. But AI is not just about generative and the flashy stuff. We've been working with AI for the past 6 years, and it's always been mind-blowing to me. I think now we're sort of seeing it. It sort of exploded above, so everybody can see what is AI, but it's actually embedded into everything Google for the past 6 years. And one of the things that we have been using as a creative team, we've been using AI, is to try and better understand ads. And this year was really the first year where we could do that at the largest scale ever. And before the Cannes Lions Festival, we actually ran a model on all the ads that ran on YouTube in the past year. And we compared it to previous years. And it's the first time we've done something like this. And when you think about what I'm trying to say is what can AI do? So one, we can leverage all the research and sort of see which ads work better. But then we can also try and identify what was in the ad. What kind of people played in the ad? Was it humorous? What kind of music? How long was it? Many different things that we can now look at scale. And I'm going to share with you what we found out this year. We called it Year in Ads. And it was very interesting. One of the first things the machine picked up was colors. And we saw this year that the colors that ruled ads were pinks and purples. And that sort of kept connecting into this interesting narrative of positivity. We called it super fun. And it seemed like the ad industry was really trying to lift the spirits of everybody after COVID, because when we compared it to the ads that ran the previous 2 years, it was exactly the opposite. And this year we've seen these pinks and purples, but we've also seen a lot of musicals and humor, but really silly humor, a lot of it. And we've seen people together, a lot of groups. So really like we just had enough of being alone. We had enough of COVID. We have enough of indoors. And we just wanted to go out and basically sing and be happy together. And ads played a big part in that. The other thing that we could see that was really interesting was the diversity piece. And I know it's a really big topic here. I'm still trying to get used to the way you guys talk about it and think about it here, I think. And we've looked at this at ads, and we've seen that on the surface, there was a big improvement. And you guys know it. I mean, you see the ads, but we all see the ads and we feel it, like it's fake, you know what I mean? Like you see the people in the room thinking about, let's get somebody looks a bit different. And so we've seen that. But the things that sort of showed us that there's still a lot of way to go and a lot of opportunity is the fact that all of this diversity, especially with women, was focused on traditional roles. So we've seen many more women in ads, for example, but still traditional roles. So that's just one indicator to that feeling that we all sort of feel. When a brand actually does that, like what we've just seen, we feel it. And there's still so much opportunity. The other place where there's still opportunity is sustainability stories, which we haven't really seen a lot of. And what we have seen is that audiences want them, and they're interested. But not a lot of brands play into it. It's hard to play into it because you actually have to do something, but there is an opportunity there, and it's an increasingly important subject. And lastly, but for me, to be honest, the most interesting part is this part. It's the fact that ads broke out of the normal format this year. Everything exploded. What we've known, the 30-second format, landscape was completely destroyed this year. Many thanks to one of the sponsors here, TikTok, which completely exploded with this new format. And then we launched Shorts, which was a huge success as well. But it's not only that. It's not only that format. The most amazing thing is that ads actually got deeper, richer, and longer. Out of those 22 million ads that we looked at, the best performing ones, 60% of them were longer than 1 minute. Longer than 1 minute. Now, it's not just that they're long. For us, it's really interesting because it means that they were built for digital. They were built with digital in mind first. And the most interesting thing is the opportunity that opens up. When you go above 1 minute, the stories that you can tell are infinite. There's so much more opportunity, and I'll get into it a little bit more. Lastly, and that's kind of another positive thing that happened, which is interesting, and maybe it connects to Gen Z. We'll talk about it again a little bit more later. People were searching for ads more than previous years. So people are looking for ads. This is increasing, and I think this is a very positive thing. If somebody goes out and searches for an ad, we've done something right. Okay, let's take a step back. Where are we? How did we get here? So, it all kind of a few years ago when digital started to happen, it was still very simple. We had the above the line TV, and then we had this search thing that was more about performance, and these performance agencies started to emerge, and all of that happened. But then it got more interesting, right? All of these video formats on YouTube, on Facebook then, have changed everything. So what we used to call the funnel, and we used to think about awareness, and we used to think about video as an awareness tool, everything is sort of mixed, and now performance-oriented campaigns started emerging and using these formats, and everything is sort of a big mess at the moment. But this is where we're entering into this new era of AI. And AI is going to save us, save our industry from the last 10 years, which have been interesting, but have also been very technical, to be honest. We have spent the last decade figuring out the biggest part of digital, which was how to buy media. It was targeting, measurement, how to put the right ad in front of the right person. And it was all about that. It wasn't about the story. Stories sort of took a back seat in the past few years. And we can feel it. Like, I don't know about you, but I thought the last Super Bowl break was the worst I've ever seen. It was really hard for me to find an ad that that caught my attention. It used to be that every ad was amazing. Something we sort of slowed down because of all of this confusion and mess. And the good news is that AI is going to help us simplify everything. And it's going to help us go back to focusing on what's most important, which is storytelling and convincing people and changing minds and hearts. We've seen three huge forces that drive where we are now when we look at our data. And here are the three. So one, it's impulses versus infinite information. The other one is this increase for content, hunger for content. We just want more and more and more of it. If we can't watch a video, we'll listen to a podcast. We fill out every second that we have with content now. And then lastly, which is very interesting, it's emerging, is this expectation for relevance. We have become spoiled. We open Netflix and all of the shows are shows for us. And we open YouTube and it just knows the next video we want to see. And we expect that from ads now, which is great, but it's a big challenge for advertisers and brands. I'll give you some examples. Let's start with the first one, impulses versus information. We've seen a 400% increase in searches for frying pans last year. Okay? If you're going out to buy a frying pan, you're going to search and investigate before you spend those $20 to $30. But if you're going out to buy a Fendi bag that costs $2,500, no research at all. And this adds another layer of complexity for us because we need to know what to communicate to our users and when. If they're interested in buying, we don't want to bore them with more information. But if they are, if they're interested and they need that information, we have to put it out there. And the reason that people are investigating frying pans, it's not because that it's a high-stake buy. It's because it's a hobby. It's a world. They're not just buying the pan. They want to learn something. They want to improve their skills. So we have to really understand that and give people what they need. So the other force that we've seen is this growth for hunger, and it explodes in all different directions. We've seen this increase in shorts format, and we're very happy. I always say that I was very scared when TikTok exploded, and we were like, okay, what does that mean for YouTube? But luckily, Shorts has been amazing for us, and it's now actually surpassing TikTok, just Shorts in the size, and we're seeing a lot of big opportunities there. But that's a format to acknowledge. Yeah, Shorts is bigger than TikTok. I've seen some people whispering, is that true? It is. We are actually, and I hope they have a talk later, and maybe they can give some more numbers. But our numbers indicate that TikTok is around 30 billion views a day, and we are approaching 60 billion. So it's been incredible, and it's been incredible to see how creators use and how brands use this new format, and also like think about the differences between what is a TikTok and what is a short, which, to be honest, I still haven't figured out. But there are differences. We know that some creators put a short format, put a TikTok on TikTok, and it explodes, and they put the same video on YouTube, and it doesn't work, and the opposite. So what's going on there is a big question which we are investigating. Another thing that happened is connected TVs. Connected TVs for Google, for YouTube, has been the fastest growing screen in the last 5 years. Every year, it almost doubles in the size of it. You all know it. You all watch YouTube on TV, and it's great, and it's another surface for us. And the last thing is that people want more content, and they want to watch it wherever they want, especially Gen Zs. They don't care. They don't make these differences. We're talking about CTV and shorts and long form and short form. They don't think about it like that. They just want to watch whatever they want to watch, whenever they want to watch it, and they don't think about it. They love the fact that they can move. And I think like all of us, we like the fact that we can watch something on our phone now and then continue and watch it on our TV. And then if we want something short, we have it. We love that thing, and Gen Zs love it, and they love moving in between those formats, and they expect the ads to be the same. Here's a small commercial break for you guys. YouTube is the only place where all of these behaviors are actually possible, right? It's very simple. We're the biggest, okay? It's mainstream now. It's not that platform for kids anymore. It's the biggest, and we have all of these surfaces. We have connected TVs, we have short formats, we have long formats, we have mobile, we have desktop. So it's the only place where all of this can come together, and in a cookieless world, that's really important, that you can really do everything on one platform. So we're almost finished with the commercial break. So in a world where we can watch whatever we want, the world watches YouTube. And we've done this interesting research. We've asked people if they were stranded on an island and they had to pick one platform to take with them to the island, which one would it be? And you can see the results here. Everybody, or a lot of people, most people picked YouTube, especially Gen Zs. But I think we sort of cheated here, because probably the only platform that you can actually use to get off the island. But still. So YouTube has all of these formats to offer. We have a feed now. We don't really, I think, do great marketing for how big this feed is. But people are coming to YouTube now without knowing exactly what they want to watch. That's a behavior that completely shifted. They come in to discover, and they go through our feed, and they watch us on all of these platforms. And a way to really take advantage of YouTube now is to just be really good at all of these formats and give us all of these formats or upload all of these formats, especially for AI. It's really, really important. The funnel, this concept is shifting. I've heard a lot of different ways to say it, but I think that it doesn't really exist in the way it's not linear anymore. We've seen this in the Fendi case. People, they don't go through these journeys now. We see these small brands, they do one ad, and you're like, that's an interesting brand, and they convince you, and you start. So we're discovering new brands really quickly now, and we make decisions our way. We can really research, we can know the truth about something before we choose it, and we can do whatever we want. And that makes our lives a little bit complicated, but with AI, what we need to do in order to make the most out of this is to really create all of these different formats, and basically, instead of building a campaign, build a library. Build a library of assets for all of your different audiences, for all of these different moments. And it will be impossible to really make use of that huge library without AI. AI is able to take these assets and put them in front of the right people at the right time in a way that we have never been able to do before. It's something that, I've seen the data. I've seen how it started with AI. It always starts really bad. Like if you've ever seen, those videos about how AI learns to play a game, it usually sucks. And it's like a stupid, kid starts to play and everything, it misses everything, but then it starts understanding the game, and then it starts being really good at the game, and then it reinvents the game, and it hacks the game completely. So, and this is what's happening with media buying now. AI is able, without us even understanding how, to figure out the right moment and the right piece of assets to put in front of a person so we can make a decision. It has all the data in the world to build that knowledge. But what we have to do is give it that library. Because if it doesn't have that asset, you're going to miss that moment. This is a blank slide. I have no idea what was on this slide. But it's probably not that interesting. So let's just keep going and hope that other slides. Oh, let's watch a video. And I'll drink some milk.
Sosa cat
food. Good for your cat.
Buena para el planeta.
We've launched this new product. It's now in beta. Left GML, which is our marketing convention, and it's here to help us solve for what I just mentioned. How can we create all of this library, right, at the scale that we want to? It has to be AI, and this is where AI can really come and help us. And just to kind of show you that we're not just pushing you guys to do it, but we're doing it ourselves. Our marketing team is actually, this is a quote from their director, have moved from having between 20 to 25 ads, which is already like impressive, to 40,000 different assets per campaign. And this is where we're going. This is where we're going. These are the amounts of moments and assets that AI needs in order to really make the most out of what it can do. So with automation taking over and helping with media buying, the last driver, the most important driver is what we actually put inside of these ads, is the creative piece. And you've probably all seen this research from Nielsen that says that 50% of the effectivity comes from creative. But with everything that's happening now, I believe the next time they do it, it's going to increase. Because as automation takes over, creative becomes the last lever, the last thing that we can do. But it also opens up all of these opportunities, especially when we think about these formats, because we can just do a lot of different stories, and we should do a lot of different stories. We should have, in this library, we should have something for everyone. So we should have short assets for people who just want to, just for awareness, just to make a quick decision. And we should have very long assets. And we should be working with creators to do ads, because they bring another flavor and authenticity into a campaign. And all of these opportunities to really do amazing, amazing things are now here, and we should take advantage of. We've seen that the classic format, the 30-second spot, is actually the least effective format. We call it the unsweet spot. And it makes sense. It's too short to tell a deep story and to convey a lot of messages. It's too long if you want to skip an ad. So we had a non-skip 30-second format. You've all hated it, and that's why we took it off. And the longest we now allow for non-skip is 20 seconds, because we've just seen that with 30 seconds, people actually started leaving our platform. So it's too long if you don't want to watch it, and it's too short if you do want to watch it. And what we've seen is actually that the most effective formats are either very short, 6 seconds, 15 seconds, or very long. And we talk about above 1 minute, but we're actually thinking even more. We're thinking 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe even more. I'll show you some examples. This is sort of a summary. This is for us to just put everything on the ground, and for me to just remember what I'm trying to say here. These are the two most important formats for us to think about in this library, and this is where we need to focus. I call it long story shorts, because we need to have long stories. We need to start planning for above 1 minute. There are a lot of different importance to that, ways why it's important. The other thing is shorts, which is a different format and just needs a different treatment. And shorts are completely mainstream. We all watch them. They're great. Creators use them in a really interesting way. They use them for discovery. So creators have found, and a lot of sort of stars emerged out of TikTok, but was very hard for them to then monetize. So I'm a creator on TikTok, and I just got 1 billion views for something. That's amazing, but I got no money for it. So what do? I open a YouTube channel, and this is what we've seen. So, and we've seen the same behavior with shorts, because there are so many people there, it's so quick, there's a lot of room to be discovered. So people get discovered there, and then they monetize through YouTube. So they take you to their channel if you want to learn more. It's like a teaser, it's like a trailer to more content. But they can also do more. We've seen that this format, because it can go up to 1 minute, actually can work across all of the funnel. It can drive awareness, it can drive consideration, and it can drive purchase. It's clickable. So all of these is the opportunity of shorts. The biggest and most misunderstood format is long ads. And I see this every time. You guys are we're on the same sort of side, I think. But when I show this to clients and I go, you have to do longer ads, they all roll their eyes. And I don't blame them. I mean, we all think that ads generally suck, and now we're asking you to make longer ads. So that's not the point. We're not asking you to make terrible long ads. We're asking you to not make ads. That's what we're asking you. We're asking you, when you have 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you don't have to make an ad. You don't have to scram everything like a salesperson into 30 seconds and shout at people. You can actually do different things, and we've seen the Nissan thing. I'll show you a few more examples. This is the most effective format at driving change, awareness, consideration, and really build love for brands. And it opens up a lot of creative opportunities, right? You can actually do a full music video, which we've seen. You can have a full product review. We've seen that people, you all know this, before you buy a car, you have to investigate, you have to research. And people want to go on YouTube and watch a full review. They don't mind watching a 30-minute review on the car they want to buy, because they need that information. So it just opens up all the possibilities to not do ads, to start making content. The sweet spot we found between 2 to 3 minutes. The most effective ads I've created were about 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 3 minutes, most effective. We also have a new AI tool to help you, to help people watch these formats. So our video view campaigns increase views. We know how to find people who are in the mood to watch and put those assets in front of them, and that increases ROI and watch and all of that. I'm getting closer to the end. I just want to show you that the biggest brands are there. Okay, you see that, Nike, they do very long ads. Apple, it's very hard to find an ad of Apple that is, not longer than 1 minute and even more. This is a really interesting documentary from Ralph Lauren. It's 27 minutes long, and it has 21 completion rate. So 20% of the people that got served this ad, 27 minutes, watched it to the end. This documentary, it's a documentary. And I'm going to finish with one of my favorite sort of campaigns. I don't know if you know the Underdogs from Apple, but they actually started, turning their commercial into a series with characters. And this is, I think, the third. It came out about 2 weeks ago. And it's 8 minutes long, so we're not going to watch all of it, but let's watch a little bit and finish with that.
Morning, guys! It's the big day. Where are you?
Where are we? Where's the presentation?
I thought the meeting was at 10.
It is. I just got here a little early, put the finishing touches.
You were meant to send it on Friday.
Did you share the presentation yet?
I am about to share it.
Wow, is that their office?
Oh, yes. Check this out.
It's ginormous.
That's like 100 floors. Great, now I'm even more nervous.
Guys, this is a game changer, okay? We're gonna crush this meeting. So don't be late, and Dave, don't wear cargo shorts.
I'm changing.
Guys, I gotta go. My Mac. The presentation.
Yeah, boy! Easy money!
I know it's painful to stop here, but the reason I'm doing it is because now you all want to watch it. And it's just to prove to you that when you do good work, it doesn't matter that it's an ad. It doesn't matter. We don't care. We want good content. We know good when we see it. We don't want ads. And I think that's bravery. So thank you so much. It's been great.